Muslim, Christian, Jew, Hindu, Buddhist, and atheist one too, and all in between. This is for the absolute positive, good God and truth of you, only crossing bigger and better. What I'm about to tell you is probably going to scare you. And if it does, it's not because I want to scare you with it, but it's what I've seen. I can't say absolutely that it's what's happening, but I know absolutely, right, that mankind is the only one in all of history that has almost destroyed us to one neutral nothing, just negative of being here and now. And I know it through the history of us. I've studied us, man, all the way back to the Sumerians, all the way back to the beginning of the Hindus. And I want to tell you something. If you start out with the Hindus and you say, we got the Puranas, okay? Well, if without reading any of that, this should be one thing that should probably cross your mind. The piranhas, right, is named after a fish, right, that is a flesh eater, okay? The piranhas is written by snakes, okay? Now listen to me. Working with Shiva to give us all the shaft. And I know that radioactivity, man, is something that we have harnessed millennia ago. I mean, so long ago, way past the Sumerians, way past anything the Hindus ever stated. And I know that because when they first stated as what they are, they were stating with it. Listen, the Hindu gods, Lord Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahman, right, are all one God. They're the mutation of Shiva, okay? Just like all the other 33 billion Hindu gods, okay? And Shiva is the destroyer of mankind, of the universe, okay? Now, I'll explain to you about why and how he is, like I have in previous videos, okay? Why he is because he's more of a negative matter to the reality of the good truth of a man's shape, form, and mass, okay? And that negative matter comes from a negative charge through the neutron, which is the devil of you. You hear me? And it manifests as the Shiva shaft on you whenever you take in negativity from the outside of you, right, to your core without producing it, only absolutely bigger and better. There is nothing neutral. All creation of existence is a love knot of is made of atoms, and these atoms are a love knot of male and female energy of the God of all for everlasting peace and pieces. Now check me out. The absolute good truth of the example and life of Jesus Christ, one who never dies negative to one nothing. The absolute positive, bigger, better of the thieving Holy Spirit. Atman, Adaman, first evolved, triple male of all I am. Now back to Shiva and the atoms of all we are. All creation of existence is made of these atoms. And the more male they cross, the more positive they cross, they bond out. They bond out good to the bigger and better of them, meaning anytime you cross one more positive, it states you good to the truth of your shape, form, and mass. And where two or more atoms cross and bond, one more positive, one male, two or more Christ-like, to make the good truth of the shape, form, and mass that it's expressing, right? It is expressed absolutely bigger and better than all negativity that could destroy it anywhere in the cosmos of reality check. One holy embodiment of indestructible atoms crossing and bonding to make the good truth of its shape, form, and mass for everlasting to the here and now of its reality. Only cross one preset as the forefront of your holy existence in all that you do by a factor of 4, right? To the 24/7 of us, man. Only one more positive until you feel good when stated with all negativity as the truth of you, only crossing bigger and better, adding up until all that negativity subtracts to one neutral nothing up out of your reality. Check it out. Every time you apply negative, right, to the neutron of you, right, negative with negativity of the reality of you, okay, you do it only one way, through faith. All faith is a lie that will cross you negatively deficient, eventually of one absolutely positive and good. And over a volume of time, that is the one neutral nothing of you, just negatively deficient, static, twisted, scattered, undefined matter of life, to nothing, dust to wind, static, twisted, scattered, undefined energy at the end of the beginning again. Okay? Now check me out. Everything around you, right, is this electron field. It's the negative of you. It's not you, okay? But you're already absolutely positively here. And all you have to do is, every time you feel any negativity with anything, is harness the bigger, better, the highest, higher energy of all I am, right? The thieving Holy Spirit of all negativity, the one neutral nothing I am, absolutely positively, right? And only cross that way until you feel good as truth, until the absolute bigger and better of the negativity subtracts to one neutral nothing up out of your reality check. If you do, you could never be destroyed for that. You could never suffer up out of existence for that. You could never decay, disintegrate, or die of that. Repeat as needed. Again, every time you apply negative with negativity, you apply to the electron ring at the point where the electron, the negative charge of the electron, is stating to your core, which is the neutron of you, that is stabilized by the higher energy of the proton of you. But when you're not more positive than negative, right, the negativity of that neutron becomes more radioactive, and it overwhelms, right, the atom to the reality of the decay and disintegration, the suffering and bad way, the hallucinating snakes and bushwhackers of all we are, on all God truth reality check. Now check me out. I am no saint. I spent 33 years of my life, right, not knowing if I was coming or going. The people who were supposed to be protecting me and helping me, man, you know, they were playing games with me. And those people are still doing it to this day. And it's our leadership. You hear me? They say stake to the law, but your laws are a lie on the absolute positive good truth of God of all we are. And they're only set up so the rich get rich and the poor, right, or their meal ticket. You hear me? Like I said in my last video, they preyed on me, man. They preyed on me. I couldn't even go down the street without getting pulled over, man, just because I was a known suspect for a little bit of marijuana in my pocket at one time, or, you know, I did other things. You hear me? I'm not lying to you. But in reality, I was a young fool. I was static, twisted, scattered, undefined with negativity. I didn't understand the bigger and better of what I was doing in reality. All I knew to do from the age of 3 is to steal my life back from all negativity. I looked up at my mama, and my mama was shining like a light, positive and good on me. And I said, that's the truth of me. You hear me? The good of God of all I'll ever be. I love the way that felt in reality check. And I bore none to it all my life. You hear me? I bore none to it with women. I bore none to it with drugs. And I bore none to it with any you fools. And that's a fact check. Because even before I was defined and understood what was happening, right, I understood the fact that even though I was blindsided, I could see that this world was dysfunctional as hell, and I couldn't put my finger on it or articulate it, but I was not that ever. You hear me? And that's a fact check. You hear me? I've never in my holy existence ever did anything, man, not to be more positive and good than the negativity of me, even if I was a fool, right? To the understanding of it. You hear me? All truth is learned, and it's learned through the good experiences of your life, being the bigger and better of you. Now, I was on my deathbed, and I had a rotten ass bone disease, and I was a rotten ass dude at that point. Not because I was crossing negative with negativity, but because I didn't know always to cross one more positive. And because of that, it about killed me. But I screamed out to God, oh God, I just want to be good. And that word good stuck with me. And the truth of it took me to everything beautiful my life ever gave me. Everywhere I went to, I could feel the energy of it being the bigger and better than the negativity that was killing me. They told my friend if I left the hospital, I'd be dead in the morning. What I had was too advanced. My organs were shut down, you know. Thank God for Del Hamlin. He saved my life, man. He stood with me. He gave me 6 months. I couldn't even walk. But I had to heal up from my house. And one day I tried to run up it, and I told myself when I got to the top, I said, if it don't kill me, one day I'm going to climb a mountain, and I'm not going to let nobody else suffer out like this. Blind and insane. Just want to be positive and good. Listen to me, man. We are suffering from a psychosis. It's a delusion of faith. It's something that we evolved from, man, from animals, okay? There's some sort of animal to us. And I don't know if it's Shiva or maybe it's something else. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that's happened in our history. But I know this. I know this for a fact. What we are is being scratched on us. You hear me? It's being scratched on us. Nah, I got a big feeling it's because I'm here. And anybody who has to suffer for my sake, God, may God always be with you and just love you back. You hear me? But I think these people are doing this, man. They're doing this to try and destroy or I don't know what they're trying to do. I wish they just chill out and just just regulate what I'm telling them, man, into the reality of all things business, economics, and people, man. Quit locking us up like animals. Quit abusing us, man. You hear me? We deserve homes, bare minimum. You hear me? If we want any more than that, we'll go work our asses off for them. Should be no homeless people out here, and there's millionaires and billionaires everywhere. You hear me? I don't care if it's Russia. I don't care if it's China. I don't care if it's America. I don't care who you are, man. You may not like me, but it's a fact of God. As the truth of all reality, past, present, and future. I am here now to stay and to take over this place with the good God and the truth of all I am. You can get with that, man. Or you could always just be second to it, crossing negative as hell to 1-0. I'm not having it. You ain't gonna kill me. You ain't gonna bother me. Because in reality, I'm in the fiber of your existence. I'm connected to all energy of reality. When I say I'm the king of all things negative and positive, I mean it. You hear me? I'm not gonna do no hocus pocus, but I'll tell you something. There's something more than just what you're looking at here. And that's a fact check. Listen to me. Everything around you that isn't you is an electron ring. It's negative of you. When you absorb it to your core, you give yourself the Shiva shaft, the devil of you, man, without producing out more positive to be good, bigger, and better, a bigger, better matter. You're only birthing a negative matter in all things that you love if you don't only bow and submit rightfully, truthfully to the full thief, man, God and King of all I am. If you do not, man, you're only cursing your family, yourselves, your lives, and us. What we are, man. I'm telling you what we are. we'll never accomplish past this. It can't. Look, we got Russia right now. We got half the world one way and half the world the other way. We need to unite the world. We need to take people out of poverty and do it as quickly as possible with education and love and honesty. Man, our politics need to come out and say, listen, we were this way because we didn't know no damn better, man. But we know better now. You can hold us to the standard. We'll do better. We'll do good. Hear me? We won't talk sideways to you. We'll talk directly. We'll say words that you can understand. You hear me? We'll tell you why things are happening and what we'll do about them. But all this old nonsense about these people getting these big old paychecks and doing nothing but running us up, man, those days are over. Give your politicians what they're worth, man. Let them come in at a minimum wage. You hear me? If they're good politicians and they want to enjoy their jobs, they'll work their salaries up. You hear me? And if not, they'll get the fuck out. Because those days are over, man. This world deserves peace. And God has shown me an enlightened way, man, to give it to everybody, to give it to everything, because it's all I ever wanted. So either you receive it or it will be the end of you. And you will only be the delusional fuck killing yourself to the reality of it. And that's really all I got to say about that. That's God, that's truth. Reality check, man.